First story. My wife and her whatever are planning to do me. My wife of 22 years, who has been caught multiple times behind my back with the very person I was told not to worry about. To set the scene, my wife, 48F, and I, 61M, met online late 2021. We immediately had hit it off and developed a long-distance relationship. She then surprising for my birthday and got me tickets to the Houston Rodeo. I had never been. Everything was going perfect. We were in the dream couple. Always getting compliments. We both seemed very happy. Everything was good on her second trip to see me. We both decided that she would just stay. Then shortly after, married, and it was the beginning of happy ever after. Or so I thought. After we got married, her house, states away, got broken into and she needed to go back and assess the damage. Obviously, as her new hubby, I was tagging along. I was told that we were going to be in her home state for just a week. I packed accordingly. This was May 2022. It's currently August 1st, 2024, and I have yet to go back home. That point is important. Truly, after getting to her state, my happy ever after turned out to be not so happy. She started doing all the fuckboy tactics, i.e. flipping her phone over, always putting it in her pocket, always having private conversations, hiding in the bathroom for hours, etc. I have never been a jealous or controlling person in relationships. I've had long-term relationships prior, so I brushed all these red flags off. Big mistake. Huge. Couple weeks after we got back to her hometown, she had been messaging this dude. My first time hearing about him was reading messages that he sent to my wife, saying he want to duck her and bang her ass hard, and how they really love each other, and just using her for sex toy, sex doll. I didn't think of it because I trusted her, and I told her that I was uncomfortable with the situation and their relationship. She obviously has feelings for him. Then I left it to her to deal with their relationship or situationship, or whatever the hell it is. To me, about 2 later, I found out she is still in contact with this dude. They are running around behind my back. It's gotten so severe to the point where I find the receipts from her buying a bunch of condoms and hotel receipts for them to go and hang out. At that point, I had had enough. I was already months from when I was supposed to be back home. I just couldn't deal with the fact that she had been lying to me this whole time, obviously breaking our trust, and the beginning to the start of what seems like a never-ending story of how a cuckold me infiltrates my relationship to this day. Sickening, no, but boy, was that all just smallest fraction of the iceberg that I uncovered. Not only has my wife still messaging this dude, they have met secretly. She has been on the property multiple times, without my knowledge. They had even left me New Year's Day to go and spend the entire day with her. She then posts how she had an amazing New Year's kiss and all that. She denies, but we all know no one's kissing. But obviously someone did. It had gotten so bad that said this dude has threatened to kill me and make me disappear multiple times. To my wife and even to myself. I discovered this after my wife and I had a heated argument, during which I said that I was going to confront her and tell her mother about it because she still lives at home, as a 35-year-old man, and she asked me if I wanted to die. She had never said anything like that to me before, and so my mind concluded that she in fact told him that she was going to kill me. I asked her. She denied. A few weeks later, she had been acting suspicious, as I've become hypervigilant. At the time she was supposed to be hunting. She was in fact in a parking lot and had sat there. I know because I watched her location, for going on 45 minutes. I confronted her. She then threatened to beat my ass and he told me that I'm just crazy, that she was just hunting. Keep that in mind. Weeks later, somehow, someway, I had convinced my wife to hand me her phone. Trust, I'm just as shocked as you are. I begin going through it and find nude, DIY selfie, sex tape and sexual fantasy conversations between her and several dudes, as well as a cornucopia of various trends, cross-dressers, and any and everything in between, who she had been messaging, giving compliments to, and basically desperately trying to come into contact with every single one of them, including the original dude, who at this point had undertaken a whole new number, that they had whole in-depth conversations on me. Putting two and two together, I discovered which number it was. The things I found in that conversation are literally illegal in all but like 6 states. I'm no law-abiding citizen, but some of the things they were discussing people have been ducked for. Obviously humiliated, I, being the forgiving and naive person that I am, let it all go and apologize for humiliating her. Then discovered that she did in fact tell him that she was going to cuckold me weeks prior. In her own words, she done told him already. She will make me cuckold at this point. It's already May, so any and everything that you think has occurred between the time of New Year's and now is probably true. Verbal abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, abuse in general. I finally decided, for the 3rd time, to confront the dude, who then takes it upon himself to threaten me directly. Her and I share a few choice words. My fucked up toxic relationship seems to go back to normal, whatever that means. Fast forward to today, August 1st, 2024. My wife has been working at a trading office for the past week, to be finished at the end of this week, in a few days. Since we beginning to fight, her routine has slightly changed. However, it changed enough for me to notice. For instance, the first few days of she go to the gym coming home after dinner. We live 1 mile away from her gym house, and she always comes home with a bunch of bags of her secret stuffs, always on her phone and never leave it behind. So suspicious. And then I confronted her, and then she started coming, and that was that. Well, she even started working late as well. She's on contract with her boss. She is employment contract, and her boss is under contract with another company. So the likelihood that the company would be offering overtime to employees of a contracted employee is news to me. And these past few weeks she has been very weird with her laptop and her time and how she spends it. It's just strange even for her. Today she did not come home for dinner yet. She told me that he's probably going to be work out very hard when she left this morning at 6 a.m. so she won't be home for dinner. I thought it was strange that she knew what was going on during the day, and he knew that he wasn't going to be able to come home for dinner. Luckily for her, I started pictures how she cheating on me of our property today, and being from work then go to gym house. I testing the water immediately, took some meme screenshots and sent them to her. She didn't respond, so I began to call her. When I opened her contact, I saw that her location was at the gym house, but not quite, more like in the parking lot behind it where she doesn't park ever. I thought it was strange. I forgot about the laptop, that her secrets, which has been confirmed by her laptop, who I came into contact with her via a FaceTime. This gym guy has told her multiple times that they have a chemistry and physics aspect and want to see her sweaty body. He has mentioned he free on this morning, and my wife suggests they can have a hot yoga session outside the parking lot and play So Hot toy, which she bought from Amazon. On my mind, I had been shaking consistently. I'm absolutely stranded and isolated out here, and it's just nice to be able to have somebody to talk to. She randomly stopped messaging me. She doesn't owe me anything, but we were having constant conversation and then just randomly ghosted me. I didn't think anything of it until a couple days ago, when she posted on Facebook about fake friends and 2 people who were cheated, and how she didn't have to go around lying to people like they do. For some odd reason, I had a gut feeling that she was talking about my situation. I messaged her and asked her if it was about me. She immediately logged off and did a message back 2 hours later. Suspicious. She denied and said it was just about some people she knew. I told her of course she owes no loyalty to me, nor does she have to, but I would just like to know if I am still being manipulated, and he denied. I told I would just like to know if I am still being manipulated and having the tool pulled over my eyes. Get it? Because the other guys? Anna Hizzle. I begin to explain how I've gone through so much behind her best friend and my wife, and how I would just like to have substantial evidence and proof, so I can then get on with my life. And that will be the closure I need, because I know my wife would never allow me to have any. She says that the gym guy won't even talk to her anymore, but she knows for sure something is going on. She just doesn't know it. I immediately start bombarding her with questions and just getting curious about what she just said. She logs off and does not respond for hours. When she finally does, she says that actually doesn't know anything, and the gym guy or other dudes had came to pick up a supply to her earlier that night that was allegedly for somebody else. This was 2 days ago, right around the time my wife got paid, if you know what I mean. Yesterday my wife told me that she was working late. Now since the last time I had her phone she had got a new one. I didn't have her location since she was working late. I figured, hey, go ahead and send me your location just so I can have it, like, just in case anything happened. You never know, it's the fucking South. I'm trans, hello. She shares, but has her location turned off. Suspicious. Confront her, she turns it around on me, saying that she was going to surprise me. Not only did she not have anything to surprise me with or for, she literally came home with nothing for me. Surprise, surprise. She comes home with an attitude. Our night goes on. It's 2:03. She just had her lunch. I did confront her about how she was parked in the parking lot. I FaceTime her, and when she answered the FaceTime, all of a sudden, she was driving back to work. Suspicious, suspicious. That being said, after multiple affairs, physical maybe emotional, and how I am being trapped here. Considering I've asked to go home multiple times, I've asked to get a plane ticket multiple times, I've asked for a ride to the airport multiple times. Today alone, I now have it in my mind that my wife and the other dudes are planning to make me cuckold, and I know she would never let me know anything about the relationship or what's on her phone, or who she talks to or who she hangs out with, and I just don't know what to do. I want to find substantial proof because I am going to be pressing charges on both of them after this is all said and done. I would like to know how I can go about this without tipping her off or pissing her off, for that matter. For my mental health safety, please help. Sandy Cheeks voice. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Second story. My 44M partner, 31F, slept with multiple guys while I was at home with our infant daughter. We were together for almost 5 years, and were living together for 4. We were engaged previously but weren't married. In April I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. Our relationship had ups and downs, for sure, but most of the time it felt calm and good, at least to me. My anxiety gets the best of me sometimes, and I know I'm not always the easiest person to be around, but I don't think I deserved this. She used to play drums in a band. I met all the guys she played with at one point, so I'm pretty sure the band isn't entirely fabricated. She told me they were practicing and going out for drinks every Wednesday night, which at one point was true, I think. Would I have rather had her home with me and the baby when she wasn't working? Sure. But her job is stressful, and home life with a newborn is also stressful. So I strongly encouraged her to keep playing in the band, even when I was newly postpartum, because I thought music would be a healthy outlet for her. Unbeknownst to me, when our daughter was about 1 month old, she started have sex with all the bandmates every week during that time instead. D-Day was a few weeks ago. When I went through her email, she was logged in on my computer and found multiple hotel reservations, some on Wednesday nights during band practice and some during other times when she said she was at work or doing other things. I also found reservations to restaurants and cute date activities, like concerts and an experiential art exhibit. Both things that we used to do together often when we first started dating. I confronted her after I found the reservations. At first she denied it, but eventually she caved and told me there were 3 bandmates she was seeing that she met on Seeking Arrangements. She assured me that there was no emotional connection to any of them, and they were all simply band practice. And wouldn't it be worse if there was an emotional connection? I asked her how many times this happened, and her estimate was 10 times. Personally, I think it was more than that though, because I found proof of 4 separate meetups in less than 2 weeks before D-Day. One day when she said he was getting a massage, 2 when she said she was at work, and 1 when she was at band practice. She said she got addicted to it, couldn't stop, and she was relieved the whole thing was over. We talked about how this is risky behavior for anyone, even if they're single, especially as a new parent. She agreed and said she was done with it. We're broken up and I'm moving out literally today, but I just got the keys to my new place, so we've still been living together for the past few weeks. I asked if she could hold off on dating anyone until our daughter and I moved out, and she agreed. Last night I looked at her phone notifications and lock screen. Her most recently used app was Telegram, and she had several parking app notifications during the day, which tells me she wasn't at work like she said she was. So basically I believe she's still doing it, even as I'm literally moving out. I confronted her about the notifications last night and she had a huge angry tantrum about it. Obviously guilty. She wouldn't admit to anything. I guess it doesn't matter at this point. I don't know why I even care, knowing she's still doing it. We're broken up, so it's none of my business what she does anymore. I just feel gross knowing that I've been living with her while she's continued to do this. She knew I was going to be out of the house in a few days, and she couldn't even wait for that to happen before getting back on this shit. We also had sex earlier this week, and it really makes me sick knowing that she was seeing someone else and also slept with me. It was the first time in almost a year that she initiated sex with me, and honestly it wasn't even that good. No foreplay. I finished in like 2 minutes and it was over. I'm moving out today and hopefully it will be easier to heal once my daughter and I are in a new place. I'm really struggling though. She took advantage of me trying to support her interests and used that time to date and hook up with these dudes during one of the most vulnerable periods of my life. Rather than being mom to our daughter, she was out being duck bandmate to several bandmates. Now we're going to have to start co-parenting, and I'm scared that the lying and secretive behavior is going to continue in other ways. I wish I could cut her out of my life completely, but I want my daughter's mother to be in her life, so I have to keep seeing this fucker regularly. Third story. Caught her cheating while I'm helping plan her father's funeral. So our situation is messy. We agreed to separate a few weeks ago due to her constant cheating. Co-worker, gym partner, random dude. Over the years, we have a baby, and I'm not working, I'm on leave, so I said I can move out in August. A few weeks went by, we didn't engage much, but she kept trying to kiss me and say she loves me, and that he never cheated after our baby was born. So a few days ago her father passed, and it was really devastating. I know we weren't on good terms, but I still cared a lot about her family, so I told her I'd be there for her throughout this. I've been helping with a lot of the funeral duties, life insurance information, etc. Mind you, this whole time her family and friends are there and she's telling everyone I'm her fiancé, and that she loves me and blah blah. She passed me her phone to look over some pictures while she went to the bathroom. She kept getting notifications for some dude on Snap, so I clicked it and she's talking sexually to this dude and send nude to each other while I'm literally planning her father's funeral. I did a quick scroll and this has been going on for a long time while we were together. She used to take work trips to this one city, and it makes sense now because he lived there and kept asking her when she's coming back again. Anyways, she came back, and I acted like nothing. But I guess I forgot to make it seem like I didn't open the message, cause her attitude changed very quickly. I asked her what was wrong and she literally snapped and called me a snake. God, I'm the snake to find out she has such an addiction. She needs to sext when she's supposed to be grieving. We were at her family's house, and a lot of people were there. I wasn't trying to make the day about me, so I tried to end the convo, but her sister came when she threw a glass of water on me while I was holding our baby. I wanted to leave, and she wouldn't let me take our car and wouldn't call me an Uber. My phone was dead, so I went inside and her sister followed me. She then told me I should stay with her for the baby and old girl cheat. Do not take it serious, they just looking for fun, and that it's okay for her to cheat if she supports me. I literally was thinking the whole time, how delusion is this family? I'm trying to be there for her while she's grieving and she's messaging other dude, not even telling them about her dad or anything. I ended up leaving. I know we weren't technically together cause everything got blurred after the death, but I just find it so fucking sick that she finds time to cheat while on writing an obituary for her family, making posters, etc. And the whole time she's claiming that she loves me and wants us to marry. I didn't even get to deep dive in her phone. But honestly, after this funeral, this asshole can say adios cause I cannot be around someone so deranged. I have no one to talk to, so I just needed to vent. Honestly, I'm debating if I should even go to the funeral. But also I do have a heart and it was my baby's grandfather. But I just can't even look at this woman anymore. Her actions honestly disgust me. I know this story sounds crazy, but unfortunately it's my life right now. What do you think I should do? Go and maybe stop helping so much, or just not go so I can focus on moving out ASAP? Fourth story. Long distance relationship. So me 27M and my girlfriend 38F are living on different continents right now due to circumstances. I came back home after studies, she stayed, but will come back to my country in a year and a half. So we decided to try long distance. But a few days ago one of my friends messaged me out of the blue saying she saw my girlfriend with someone else kissing in a supermarket. Now there was a lot wrong with her. She always felt like she was jealous of our relationship, and kept trying to badmouth me in front of my GF, and kept badmouthing my girlfriend in front of me. She didn't even know that I was in a relationship with my GF, as I was keeping it private. My girlfriend denied it, and the time when my friend saw her kissing, I was on call with my girlfriend around that time. When I asked that girl to get on a call with me and my girlfriend so she can prove it, she kept making excuses. Even when my girlfriend messaged her, she said, "Don't bring me into this." Now my girlfriend's reaction when I confronted her was of complete denial. She told me before going out that she is going alone. But she was dressed way too good for just going to the supermarket. She usually doesn't dress up that much. She even called me once she got out of the supermarket and I didn't feel like anyone was with her. But her roommate is a Muslim guy, and my friend said that the guy she was kissing looked Muslim. I asked my GF many times, but she always says I can trust her. She even keeps planning our future together and is very excited and can't wait for the time we will meet again. Her ex also cheated on her, so I think she wouldn't really cheat, and she had been alone for a long time before we met, so she clearly has control on her physical needs. Plus she never really liked Muslim guys. No offense to any Muslim people. Should I just give her the benefit of the doubt?